Hi, Lenka. I hope you love me because this is the third time I have done this. I am reading names from Shadow of Fate for her, and so she can hear how they're pronounced, though I am terrible at pronouncing things. So here we go. I keep having troubles with this. I keep drinking this. This is cranberry juice. It's not the blood of my enemies or wine. It flushes out your system. Okay? Alright. So here we go. Main character. Longnar Swift is the savior. I'm going to include their occupation with their name. Naomi is a healer of the desert cat people. Dahiran Wave Runner is a messenger. Wave Runner is his species. He doesn't have a last name, so they just call him Dahiran Wave Runner. Kanari Hote is the commander. Commander Kanari Hote. He is the illegitimate child of King Farron, who is a douchebag and shouldn't be ruling, but he is. He's the human king. Shinaka Nikon is the High Messenger. He is directly under the Guardian. It goes Creator, Guardian, Nikon. So he's pretty powerful. He's also the oldest of all the messengers except for his brother. Alan is the king of the Shadowcats. He is the antagonist in my story. Longnar Swift is the protagonist. Anyway. Severe is his right-hand man. Severe is a bit of a nut job. He's an illusionist, and that means he has the ability to cast illusion through magic. Magic is not a good thing in this world in Shadow of Fate. It eats away at you. It's something you can use. It's an ability, but it also slowly deteriorates your mind before it attacks your body. You usually go mad, though, and off yourself or something. In history, there's usually only one. Or not, or none for, a couple hundred years. So that's severe. Rarain is the innkeeper of the Burrowing Owl, which is the inn that Longnar grows up in. He grows up an innkeeper's helper. She's a jerk. She beats him. She's human. She's like his foster mother. She's the only parental figure he knows in his life until Kanari comes along, which really sucks. Min Swift is his sister. She also was raised with him. She's 2 years younger than he is. She's pretty. Morin is Dahiran's love interest. She's also a wave runner, and she's a messenger, and she came over from their world to Ridian. Genovel is the Shadowcat, Shadowcat who chases Longnar across the world, pretty much. Sylvian is Longnar's horse. Revlin is a deserter, which is a messenger who has fallen. It's like an angel turning into a demon. Deserters they serve the dark. They serve like Alan's side. There's Crow, who's a gypsy girl that Longnar befriends in book 3. Kim Cliff is the leader of the gypsies. There's also a lot of other gypsies, but I'm not going to go into them. Sun Moon is a messenger. She's a griffin-like creature who pines after Nikon for hundreds of years. Nanat is Naomi's brother. He's also the captain of the Desert Cat Army. Messenger Carl is another messenger. He was thrown in the book because my friend Kristen, or Halfie as I call her, asked that I put someone named Carl in there, so there's Carl. Athel is Nikon's older brother. He is the Avenger. Messengers are kind of like the angels of my story, you could say. They're immortal, they help the mortals, that type of stuff. So he's like the angel of death. He kind of does the darker side of the messenger quota, I suppose. King Farron is Kanari's father, which I already said. Regina Avalon is Shinaka Nikon, who is the head messenger. She is his she's still his wife. He doesn't divorce her or anything. She's also the head deserter. She was the first messenger to have fallen and serve the dark. I don't like her. Captain Dorian or O'Connor is a pirate. He's also a messenger, even though he really really doesn't want to be, which makes no sense if you know what messengers are, but there's a reason. Prince Koneth is Kanari's half-brother. He's Farron's only son. Kanari was bastard-born, so he has no claim to the throne, and Farron acts like he does not exist. Boo-hoo. Oh. Elna is the northern king. There's Rasha, who's the fallen that chases Longler over the place in Book 1. Nika Hote is Kanari's mom. Lady Finalon, or just Finn, is the Medon ambassador. Ambassadors hold huge positions of power. Representation and races is a big deal in the story, so it's kind of everywhere. It's a big deal, but she is an ambassador for her people. It's pretty much like having a position in the royal family to them. She's also Kanari's love interest, and she's pretty awesome. The Kunna general is Atith Mackerel. He doesn't appear until Book 4, though. And then the places, there's Iftar, which is where Avalon, Chinaka, Athol, and a couple of the other messengers hail from. It's actually separate planets from Ridian, which is where Shadow of Fate takes place, is Ridian, or you can call it Rydane, which I did for years, but I like Ridian better. There's Severin, which is the Shadow Cat land. It's where Alan rules. I got really tired of books and movies depicting the bad guys as having like these horrible like Mordor type places. So Severin is the most blessed place in the entire world. It has everything. It's like a paradise. There's forest, it's lush, the soil's great, the weather's fantastic, that type of stuff. It really pisses everyone else off. The bad guys get the cool stuff. Tavan is the desert cat capital. Where Naomi and Nanat are. It's where Longler is for majority of Book 2. The Dying Desert is the huge desert in the middle of southern Ridian, which is where the book takes place. Ridian is an entire planet, but we're focusing on the southern hemisphere in Shadow of Fate, because we don't care what the rest of the world is doing at the present. It's called the Dying Desert for obvious reasons. Nothing can go there. Synod City is the capital of the human kingdom, which has no name, it's just the human kingdom because they're unoriginal. Andon is where Longler was raised, where the Burrow Owl is. It's a little not port town, it's just a little town in the middle of nowhere. You kind of go through it, you don't go to it. Luwin is somewhere he goes with Kanari, as is Fedor, where Rasha chases him. There's Avalon's Fortress, which is a place, Senior Island, which is important in Book 2. The Twin Serpents are two sandbanks that stretch miles and miles on the shore. There's the Southern Kingdom on the other side, and there's where Shadow of Fate takes place. It's like where Longler and all Severe and all those places are. The Twin Serpents kind of reach across, well, like this. They don't touch. They're miles apart. You can't see them from one, but they go across. And if you're higher up, like from a dragon viewpoint, they look like two snaking twin serpents. That's what they called them that. Species are shadow cats, which is Alan, Severe, Kanari's mom. Other people I don't care to mention. Desert cats, Naomi and Annette. More people I don't care to mention. Forest cats aren't really in Shadow of Fate. Or I think they're mentioned, but they're not in it because they're really reclusive and they're deep in the forest. Cunnans are those dog-like creatures that I draw. They have the spikes going down the back. Then there's the Northerns, which are like what Nikon pretends he is. They have the pale eyes and the dark hair. Longler thinks he's half Northern because he has pale eyes, but he has light hair. It's kind of a silly stereotype, but it's one that pretty much is true because Northerners don't really breed outside of themselves. It's kind of weird. Longler thinks he's half Northern, half Southern, which is a different race. So there's the Northerns and the Southerns. Then there's the Medons, which is what Finn is. They're said to come from mermaids. They're shore-dwelling folk. There's kind of some magic going on. I really like them. There's the Mondice, which are these crazy cat things that have the ability to cast illusions and that's how they stalk their prey. They're not related to Severe. They do it a little differently. Severe can't necessarily read your mind to depict illusions. Mondice can. Then there's the Fallen, which is what Rasha is. Cat-tins are like griffin-like creatures. There's humans, dragons. Dragons encompass everything from Dorian, who's a sea creature, sea dragon, has fins, frills, all that type of stuff, to Nikon, who's obviously an air dragon. There's huge variation in dragons, more so than in the other messenger races. There's griffins, wave runners, which are Hierarchs, deities, which is Deceiver, who is like Satan. He's the source of all the wickedness in the world. There's the Creator, who is God, deity. He's good, righteous. The Guardian is his mouthpiece. The Guardian is that cool guy I draw. He has the markings all over his face, all over everywhere, and like the 8 wings. And that would kind of be it. I don't remember anyone else except for Yen, who is Kunari's like right hand, and it's going to cut me off anytime soon. It's 11 minutes, and then this is my 3rd time doing this, so I hope you appreciate it, Lenka. And I have nothing other to say except for this, because I love you so much. Look at that. Just keep that in mind. Okay? Alright. Toodles.